Hi, I'm Chad with Move Forward Guitar. This lesson is from our series Beginner Jazz Chords. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you 4 different ways to play a dominant 9 chord. First off, if you like all the chord diagrams for this series, including the diagrams for this lesson, you can download our free eGuide, Beginner Jazz Chords, by clicking the link on the screen. So like I told you, I'm going to teach you 4 ways to play a dominant 9 chord. And a dominant 9 chord can be found all the time in jazz and blues. It's really common, used in place of the dominant 7 chord. So the dominant 9 chord and the dominant 7 chord are interchangeable. And like I said, you find it in jazz and blues, but also funk and lots of different styles. So it's a really valuable chord to learn. And the ones I'm going to show you, the first one has the root on the 6th string. The second and the third one have the root on the 5th string, and they're very similar to each other, and then the last one has the root on the 4th string. So the first one with the root on the 6th string sounds like this. And the way you fret this, I'll show you 2 ways. This way is kind of hard and you're having to use your thumb. That's with your thumb on the 6th string 3rd fret, your first finger on the 4th string 3rd fret, your 3rd finger on the 3rd string 4th fret, your 2nd finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and then your 4th finger on the 1st string 5th fret. And that's actually a G9 because the lowest note in this voicing is the root, and the lowest note that I was holding was a G, but I can move it anywhere, wherever my lowest note is. That's the name of the chord. If I played it up here, that'd be an A9 because my lowest note would be A. And that's a pretty tough voicing to hold, to have all those notes in there because you're having to use your thumb. So what you can do is just take out the lowest note, which is your root, and that's because you can almost always take your root out. It's not a crucial tone in the chord because usually you're playing with other musicians and the bass or someone else is playing the root, so you don't need to play it. So the way you can play it without the root would be like this. And that would be creating a little bar with your first finger in the 3rd fret from the 4th string through the 1st string, your 2nd finger on the 3rd string 4th fret, and then your 3rd finger on the 1st string 5th fret. So really with your bar you're only catching the 4th string and the 2nd string with your first finger because you're playing notes in front of it with your other 2 fingers on the other strings. So that's a way you can play it that's much simpler than having to reach your thumb over and play that as well. And like I said, in most situations you can take the root out of the chord if you want to. And the way this chord is voiced is root, flat 7, 3, 5, 9. The next voicing I'm going to show you has the root on the 5th string, and it sounds like this. And this is a C9 because again the lowest note is my root and I'm holding a C with this as my lowest note, but if I moved it up here my lowest note would be a D, this would be a D9. And there's a couple ways you can fret this. First, like I am right now, you have your 2nd finger on the 5th string 3rd fret, your first finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger is barring in the 3rd fret the 3rd and 2nd string. Or instead of creating that little bar, you could hold your 3rd finger on the 3rd string 3rd fret and your 4th finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret and play it like this. That's a really common way to play it as well. Or another thing you can do, but you have to bar, or it's most practical to bar, is to add in the 1st string in the 3rd fret as well. So you catch that high note on the 1st string 3rd fret, and you do that with the bar of your 3rd finger. So there's 2 different options, one like this, and one with that 1st string in. And this chord is voiced root, 3, flat 7, 9. And then if you add in the 1st string, that's a 5. And then the last voice I'm going to show you has the root on the 4th string, and it sounds like this. And that's an F9, and again it's because the lowest note in this voicing is the root, and the lowest note that I'm holding is an F, but if I moved it up here, the lowest note would be a G, that'd be a G9. So it's a movable chord, you can move it anywhere up and down the neck. And the way you fret this chord is with your 2nd finger on the 4th string 3rd fret, your first finger on the third string, 2nd fret, your fourth finger on the 2nd string, 4th fret, and your third finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret. And this one is voiced root, 3, flat 7, 9. So that's 4 ways to play a dominant 9 chord. If you'd like to learn more chords like this, be sure to check out the rest of the lessons in our Beginner Jazz Chords series. And be sure to download the eGuide. Like I said, it contains all the diagrams for the chords in this lesson, plus all the diagrams for the chords in the rest of the series, so it'll be really useful to you. And be sure to subscribe because we add at least one new lesson every day.